is episode 44, part 2 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the Three Quarters Podcast. Remember to jump onto the hashtag Road to Japan, support the Kenya Simbas as they are still looking to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in 2019 in Japan. And as we are all about supporting sports and sports travel, we've partnered with Moran and Sports and Travel to give you this brilliant offer for the Dubai Sevens on the 1st and 2nd of December. So over and above the rugby, you get the full Dubai experience. That is your desert safari, your nighttime barbecue, and your Dow cruise. This and much more coming up on your screen. I'm Jimmy Duffield.
This is Nash, your official noisemaker, Jerengus Kenyana.
Now, Bad Man of the Week. Bad Man of the Week. I'll start with mine before we get into yours. Mine is someone who maybe not too many people notice unless you know him. A guy called Michael Kimwele. Plays for KCB. Just joined, 19-year-old, still young. He got a scholarship while he was at Brookhouse, went to the UK, played predominantly for a school called Culford. But he has played in academies in the UK, and I think there was one try-saving tackle I saw him perform. But yeah, Michael Kumele is my bad man of the week.
Now I'm just here trying to put together KCB and Brookhouse. Like how?
Well, his father. His father Andrew Kimwele. People who've been around rugby for a very long time will know him. He played for KCB, and so it was just natural that he'd come into the system.
That must be a very young person, because I'm thinking KCB was started in 1989.
Very young. He's 19.
He must be a very young guy.
He's very young. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. My bad man of the week, of course, very many people are going with Philip Watch because of how entertaining he was. But I'm going to pick Ian Minjere because of his defense, not necessarily because of his attack. Ian Minjere, case in point, tackle on Nelson Oyo, last game, or one of the last games on day one, Impala versus Nakuru. When Oyo got the ball, everyone knew this guy is off. And you know the thing about Ian Minjere is that people don't notice how good he is on defense. You know, unfortunately in Kenya, the number of tries you score, or if you're good offensively, that's when you start getting the praise. But something Charles Kadavili said when we interviewed him yesterday, that they need to work on defense, because defense does win championships. So my bad man of the tournament will have to be Ian Minjere, just because of his astute defense on during the Christie service.
You've said that, and you've just reminded me of at some point, I think it was the last game, he tackled, went to ground, got up. He was the same person who tackled the person who got the ball after that. As in he did that, I think, 3 times, and that work rate is just amazing.
And to add on to it, he got a very unfair sin bin in the finals, because he was already, and there was a discussion that was being had after, he was already in the tackle. Therefore it cannot be an intentional knockdown.
He
was already
I remember
tackling.
that.
It looked like he was already tackling, and you see it, and we were in a conclave, for lack of a better word, with the referee who actually called it, because it's not the referee who called it, it's the touch judge who called it, and everyone was telling him that was a mistake. He was actually in the tackle, he was already committed. There's no way that should have been a sin bin. A sin bin only is intentional.
So my bad man, I think you mentioned it. I'll go with Philip Okoroch. The guy really entertained us from day one. I think we could see that this guy came with intention to play, and he always breaking the line. Every time he had the ball, we knew that he could really entertain us. A loose good step, breaks the line, catch him with the 5. But try to. So Philip Okoroch is my bad.
I think he's one of those players who you know what he's going to do. You know it, but he does it, and he still goes past you.
You still can't prevent it. You just know he's going to step me. But you try your best, still not get it.
He's very good. He creates space for himself, even when there's no space. So you have to give him the props, man.
Yes.
I would have mentioned Umbachi, but it's like I couldn't even get to the main cup quarters. He tried to carry the team though.
But he did play well. You can't take that away from him. I mean, I think it was very exciting watching him play after so long. Him being on and off and on and off. It was actually really good seeing him back on the pitch. All right, now on to Rugby 101. How well do you know your rugby?
Again, we've moved from the technical terms that you normally hear guys making noise, and we moved to a term that is very synonymous with the local rugby scene. And today we'll be talking about what's called the stool. So in its actual sense, stool is this, in its actual sense. But a stool happens when there's contact between, of course, the ball carrier and the tackler. In this case, the tackler is unable to complete his tackle because of the sheer force of the ball carrier. And what normally results is that the tackler would normally be left like sitting down. I actually sat down.
Yes.
Or on your back. So it's a term that came up about 10, 12, 13 years ago. People started saying, hey, I'm a pure stool. So basically, I'm a pure stool, kuka chini. So the next time you hear guys talking about stool in Kenyan rugby, that's exactly what they mean. Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yes. Let's not talk about that. Let's not dwell on that.
Yeah.
All right, now Mwamba named a new look leadership sort of structure with Edwin Machanje, better known as Pablo, as the captain, and then he's got vices. He's got Brad Owako, and he's also got Michael Agevi, and then there are still others.
Yeah.
What do you think about that new structure?
They take over from, of course, Salaton Muturi,
Yes.
who's been a captain since 2012. But for me, the most important thing is that crossover from the core, or what has been the core of the Mwamba team, Humphrey Tolkayange, Collins Injera, Horace Otieno, Lavina Sego, and that crossover into the new guys, because I feel, and it's my opinion, despite the fact that yes, Humphrey Kayange and Collins Injera can give you stellar performances, age is catching up, and when it does, then you are unable to have very convincing performances. So it's good to hand over. And for the better part of the last season, Brad Owako was actually captain of the game day. So it's a good thing, I think. Edwin Machanje. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Edwin Pablo.
Yes.
Sorry, I always confuse him and Elkins Musonye. Edwin Pablo Machanje is a very good player. He's a back row. I liked how he played against Hong Kong the first test when Hong Kong were here early on in the year. So I think he's gonna be a good leader. And deputies were Brad Owako, who of course has experience as captain, and Michael Agevi, who's been hanging around his elder brothers. I think he's learned a good bit. Yeah.
It's a good thing to see how these guys are trying to transition from the old guard to the new guard, and I'd like to see how the changing room will now change towards and gravitate towards them. I can only hope that it's a positive decision, and we'll see the next few years how it's going to be taken.
I really like though that they brought up some of the younger players like Matwanjia and George Mutuku. I mean, those guys they really showed up for their sides, but they're young. George Mutuku is not that young. No, okay, not that young. No. He's around what? 27, 28?
Yeah.
No, Kolo's a little older.
Yeah.
He's not 30. Yeah. So but in the sense of leading the team,
yes.
George Mutuku, yes, he's got a wealth of experience, from when he played JWRT all till now, but it's good to see him sort of step up.
Yeah, I mean George Mutuku, I watched him first at Strathmore when just Strathmore were building a team, and he used to be there of course with the late Geoffrey Gedaiga at 9 and 10 used to be Ian Chowaini, I remember. So you've seen him come up. Then of course he went to University of Nairobi, so he went to Mean Machine. He played there in the days of Wilson Kopondo, and then he left and he joined Mwamba. So I mean he's young, but he's old in the game. He's old in the game. He's been in the game. I mean, comparing with someone like Brad Owako, who finished high school in 2012 or 2013, so, but it's good, as you're saying, it's good to see the transition to the younger guys.
So Dubai Sevens, we're in the same pool as Uganda, SA and Canada, but SA and Uganda.
Yes, and don't write off Canada.
No.
Don't write off Canada.
I'm not writing them off. I'm just talking about, or rather, I'm highlighting the fact that we're all from Africa.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I mean, South Africa are a class above the rest, above Kenya, Uganda, and Canada. I think it's going to be tough for Kenya. It's not going to be easy. And if people are thinking Uganda is going to be a walkover,
I don't think it will.
It's not going to be a walkover. So our boys need to do a bit of work. What actually scares me is the fact that Uganda have been together for the Oktoberfest Sevens. They played in the Africa Sevens Championship. Our guys haven't played, and now it's cancelled. You don't know what's going to be their first outing together. So it cannot be Dubai. That's my point.
Yes.
So it's not going to be easy for our boys. That one I can say.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, Nash. It's going to be tough. These are the African Sevens champions, and they're not an easy side. These guys are quite tough when it comes to sevens. It's sad that, as you mentioned, Safari Sevens had to be cancelled because it was even moved to November, so that it can be a stepping stone for these guys, for our guys Shuja to prep for the World Series HSBC. So it's going to be really tough for us. Canada have won the Singapore. Okay, us guys won it too. But yeah. So yeah, it's sort of walkover for us. It's going to be really tough for us.
And Uganda have Philip Okarachi.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
Actually, yeah, they've got both.
Then there's that, yeah.
Well, moving on to international rugby, we're going to take a look at the rugby championship standings.
Yes.
After, the rugby championship.
The world rugby standings after the rugby championships.
Well, yes.
Of course, New Zealand still on top. England coming up next. Australia, Ireland, and South Africa wrap up the top 5. Kenya, we're still at number 27. It's guys are asking a bit of questions in terms of South Africa being number 5 and Australia being number 3.
Especially Australia.
But then the question that comes in, look, Australia didn't lose 57 million. So that's I think that's the reason why. But I think it's a fair representation of the way world rugby is looking right now. And we can only wait for the autumn tests that are going to be happening, then we'll know how it's going to wrap up.
Well, as you alluded to the South Africa and Australia positions, I don't think Australia third in front of Ireland. No, I doubt that. I think Ireland are a better team, a stronger team. They've been okay since the last test that they had, 6 Nations. I think Ireland were quite good then. So I don't think this really reflects how the world rugby is. And besides, let's wait and see the autumn test, as you say. That's a true measure of how these guys should be ranked.
True.
And the point difference though between England and New Zealand?
I mean, New Zealand are class above the rest, let's just be honest about it.
All right, as we wrap it up, we look at the autumn test. That will be from November, early November to early December.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Couple of interesting matchups. England are matching up against Argentina, Wales against Australia, Ireland against South Africa, France versus New Zealand, England versus Australia, France versus South Africa, Wales versus New Zealand, which is normally some sort of derby because of the connection between Wales and New Zealand. So it's going to be an interesting November month of autumn test this year. I would have hoped, of course, number 1 and number 2 meet, but we've been told it's until next year. But it's going to be, nonetheless, it's going to be an interesting matchup between North and South.
It's fantastic that we're going to have, especially the France-New Zealand. I think that will be a very big one.
Yeah,
I really can't wait to watch that one. Ireland and South Africa, I think that will be also a very big game. And then remember, Kenya also playing.
Oh yeah, Kenya also playing autumn tests.
Yeah, we're playing some autumn tests in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong.
Autumn tests.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be coming up against Chile, Russia, and Hong Kong.
And it's good to note, by the way, that it's something very rare. We've not been doing this before. And it's as a result of the improved performance in 15s. Not so much this year, but last year. And we've gotten invited by Hong Kong, and it gives us a chance to improve on our rankings, our world rankings.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to watching this. Guys, remember, you can like our page on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Dumi Weatherfield.
This is Nyashi, official noisemaker.
Jerry Goose Kenya.
Stay tuned for part 3.